In the midsize pickup segment, things are quite simple. The Tacoma is always the first model that comes to mind. Then come the Colorado and Ranger, but what about the ever-neglected GMC Canyon? We like to think of it as genuine dark horse in the segment. That's at least as good as the Tacoma, if not better considering the recent updates. This 2025 GMC Canyon proves that you don't have to go to Tacoma to get a badass truck, so let's take a detailed look. The 2025 GMC Canyon. What's new? First, let's check the new things on the 2025 Canyon. With only 2 years after the major redesign, it's pretty clear that these are not significant, but still, there are some pretty interesting novelties that make this pickup even more appealing. First of all, there's the new Nightfall Edition package. Canyon lovers are well familiar with this nameplate, as it was on offer nearly a decade ago. But this is the first time we see it in the current generation, and the upgrades are very nice. As the name suggests, it's a dark-themed version of the pickup which stands out with a handful of upgrades. For example, there are 20-inch high-gloss black aluminum wheels with all-terrain tires. Black badging is all around, while you could easily notice goodies like rocker panel protectors, a tubular sports bar, etc. What's worth mentioning is that the new package is now the only way to get 20-inch wheels, as last year's units from the AT4 are no longer available. Speaking of the AT4, the 4X version is no longer a trim level but an optional package, but fortunately, it's just a technical thing, considering that the features remain pretty much the same. We'll get on that in a few moments. Among novelties, the pro-grade trailering system is now part of the standard equipment in pretty much all versions of the truck, just like how the Safety Plus package is. The Technology Plus package, on the other hand, remains reserved for higher trims, but it gets a couple of new features such as a sunroof and a Bose sound system. Finally, a few words about the color palette. Paints like Desert Sand Metallic, Solar Flare Metallic, and Dynamic Blue Metallic are no longer on offer, but the replacement comes in 3 new exterior colors: Glacier Metallic, Desert Sun, and Rapids Metallic. Powertrain and performance. When we talk about the GMC Canyon and its badass character, it's always best to start with the engine, as that's where this pickup really shines. No matter the trim level or version you pick, a generous amount of power is there. The well-known 2.7-liter Turbo 4 is standard in its high-output variant with 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. For comparison, the base Tacoma puts out no more than 228 horsepower from its Turbo 4, while the high-output variant is good for about 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. So it's clear which one is a clear winner in this aspect. Practically the only Tacoma that's more capable than the Canyon's Turbo 4 is the one with the hybrid powertrain, with 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. In our opinion, that isn't a significant difference, definitely not worth the massive price gap, considering that you'll have to pay $10,000 over the Canyon's standard price to get that capable electrified Tacoma. With 0 to 60 in about 6.8 seconds, the Canyon is a respectable performer for the class. Also, its 8-speed automatic proved to be a pretty decent unit, which currently isn't the case with the Tacoma's new 8-speed gearbox, which already started to cause headaches to many Tacoma owners. The base elevation trim is available with either rear or 4-wheel drive, while the rest of the lineup comes standard not just with 4-wheel drive, but also a 2-speed transfer case and true low-range gearing as well. When it comes to work capabilities, the Canyon can haul up to 1,670 pounds, which is slightly lower compared to the most capable Tacoma, but still respectable for the class. On the other hand, just like the Chevy Colorado, the Canyon's mechanical twin, GMC's pickup offers class-leading figures when it comes to max towing capacity. With its max capacity of 6,500 pounds and the hybrid capped at 6,000 pounds, it's obvious that the Tacoma is no match for the Canyon's max capacity of 7,700 pounds. It's pretty clear who's the badass in this case. Off-road performance. Off-road trucks have become an important niche in this mid-size segment, so it's no surprise that as the most popular model in the class, the Tacoma comes with a plethora of off-road focused variants. But GMC isn't without trump cards either. Moreover, its most capable version is probably a better off-roader than the most capable Tacoma. But first, let's start with the milder of the 2 off-road variants of the Canyon. That model is called the AT4, and it comes standard with 4-wheel drive, all-terrain tires, automatic locking rear differential, and hill descent control. While you could also get the optional underbody camera system for more convenient off-roading. With all these features in mind, we could easily agree that it's on par with models like the Tacoma TRD Off-Road. Still, the real thing comes with the AT4X, which is certainly one of the best off-roaders in its class. That model comes standard with fatter, mud-terrain tires and additional skid plates. The list of standard equipment also includes rock rails, while the most important upgrade is probably the returned off-road suspension with Multimatic DSSV dampers, along with driver-selectable locking front and rear differentials. To remind you, the Tacoma TRD Pro only comes with a rear locker. And you know what's best about the AT4X? It's significantly cheaper than the TRD Pro, and we're talking about several $1,000s. Recently, Toyota also introduced the Trailhunter, an overlanding variant of the truck, but don't worry, GMC has the answer to that as well. And it comes in the form of the 84X AEV package with upgrades like beadlock-capable wheels, 35-inch mud-terrain tires, full-size spare wheel in the cargo bed mount, boron steel underbody protection, steel bumpers, recovery hooks, and many more. Interior design and features. There are so many things to like about the Canyon's interior. While most classmates, including the Tacoma, take rather a rugged, straightforward design approach, the Canyon is designed in GMC's typical fashion, leaning more towards comfort and premium aesthetics. Compared to rivals, the Canyon offers more soft-touch materials and high-quality trims, while upper trims, particularly the Denali, stand out with luxurious leather appointments and wood accents, setting it apart from the competition, including the pretty luxurious Tacoma Limited. The 2025 GMC Canyon is a perfect choice for taller drivers and passengers, as its seats offer more adjustability and the cabin brings more headroom than the Tacoma. On the other hand, rear seats are not particularly great in terms of comfort, but rather typical for the segment. Most of the cabin is covered by physical buttons, and that's a thing we like very much. Drive modes, four-wheel drive selector, lockers, all these things are physical, but then there are a few pretty odd solutions, which we think are the weakest points of this generally good cabin. Some of the physical controls have been left out, and you need to go through the center screen menu for something really basic, such as turning the headlights off and on. Definitely not something to like. Other than that, the infotainment system is great. It's fast, responsive, and easy to navigate, while the 11.3-inch screen is standard across the lineup, which is pretty decently sized for the segment. Also standard is an 11-inch digital instrument cluster, which is easy to read and with crisp graphics. Then there's the wireless smartphone integration, 3 USB ports, satellite radio, Wi-Fi hotspot, keyless entry, and push-button start, all part of the standard equipment. If that's not enough, GMC offers a plethora of upgrades, including tech upgrades like wireless charging, a household-style power outlet, remote start, dual-zone climate control, and many more. Also, let's not forget that the Safety Plus package has become part of the standard offer. So it's pretty safe to say that the Canyon doesn't lag behind in this aspect anymore. Besides old standard features such as forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, and trailering assistance, the 2025 Canyon also comes standard with rear parking sensors, blind spot monitoring, and even blind spot intervention. Pricing. With a mix of fresh updates and traditional strengths, the 2025 GMC Canyon once again stands out as one of the best options on the market. Even though its starting price goes around $37,000 and it's higher compared to most rivals, the fact is that the Canyon offers more than the base versions of its classmates, starting from that capable Turbo 4 unit, which is certainly the most capable base powertrain in the class. The 84 starts at around $44,000, while upgrading to the 84X would cost you at around $55,000, which is still notably cheaper compared to the Tacoma TRD Pro. On the other hand, the comfort-oriented, luxurious Denali trim starts at around $52,000, and it stands out not just with a long list of tech and convenience features, but with several exclusive styling details as well. GMC has a little bit of everything to offer, a truck for everyone. And when we take into account pricing and what the Canyon offers in return, it's pretty easy to conclude that this midsize pickup is one of the best options in this segment. Thanks for watching and see you next time.